I'm going to demo my canoe camping software. That's this little icon here. It's a Windows-based program. It's an old programming language, but it should run on any Windows computer before or after XP or Windows 98. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll just double click on the icon and it pulls up first my default list. Here's the trips I've actually recorded on this or kept. We'll look at North Fowl, just out of the blue. This is just all your pack list. Every stinking thing I bring with me. Over here, we've got an extra pack here that shouldn't be on there. This is the pack names where these names come from. So if I just backspace over this, and then I'll get rid of that pack. And if you see something in yellow, you can move it. Just mouse down on it, hold it down, move it, and it'll pop up where you want. So part of this is a little off screen. You can move it. And I'll just uncheck that, make that go away. Over here's a calculator. Mostly that's there for me while I was programming it. I just left it on here. And that's to see if my weight numbers are here for each pack. If they were right, I added it up myself. If I uncheck the canoe here, and then everything that's picked for the canoe here adds up all that weight. So that's 7.91 pounds. If I recheck it, it goes up to 42.41 pounds. That added that 34.5 pounds. If you don't have any quantity, of course, it'll turn red. If I put 2 in there, it goes up to 76.1. If I go to 1, we're back to where we were. If I don't have anything picked, it turns red. So you've got a weight for each pack, and then a total weight on top. If I hit insert, the insert button, it'll make a space for me to put another one in there, delete, and it'll delete that record. Oops. We'll insert that empty space. I think if you delete empty spaces, it'll delete all the empty spaces, which is something I should probably fix, but I haven't got around to it. Entry points. This is just a list of all the entry points and a little information about it. The closest ranger station, and this one, Bower Trout, is Grand Marais. It's 25 miles from the ranger station. Here's the entry point number and how many permits per day that is allowed. If you want to add in a little note here, I've always meant to put in how long the initial portage is, or if it's a drop-in lake, but some I haven't got around to. If you sort these by number, here's entry point number 1. It'll sort all these by entry point number, obviously. And if you sort by name, it'll sort it in alphabetical order. So that's what that does. Uncheck all. So when you're packing up for the trip, you uncheck everything and one at a time as you pack things. You check it off. Like this solo CCS Solo pack, for example, I'll check off everything I put in the pack, but I won't check off the pack itself till I actually put it in the car. Because like on this 5-gallon bucket, I left that at home one time. And if I had only checked it after it got in the car, I wouldn't have forgot it. And I've done that with my life jacket too. I don't know if I have the life jacket on a separate thing, but I probably should. So literally, no. I should really put this here. And whoops. And insert a space here. And do the same thing here. I put everything in the life jacket. And then once I stick it in the car, I check it off there. So we'll just check everything. And let's see what else we got. Pull in gear list. I'll show you that a little bit later. Edit lake info. Here's the scroll bar. The lakes are in alphabetical order here. Now you can add in information here, map numbers if you have maps, portages on the lake, what kind of fish are on the lake, acres, depth, what county you're in. Now I don't usually go into this unless you're actually going to change some information here. Then after you do, you hit save. So you got to insert and delete. But you want to be careful with this. You don't want to mess with that file, is what I'm saying. If you're going to make a new trip, you just type in the name of whatever you're going to name it. Obviously, it has to be something different. I have a program, so it just types in all caps for that. I'm not sure why I did that, but that's the way it is. So you hit enter there, and you start a new trip. Now down here, you've got this pull-in gear list. So you get this little window, and I'm not sure what one I want to pull in, something late. Now these are put in the order that you do the trip. So your last trip is going to be at the bottom, or this newest trip that I just put in. Now here's the pack for the trip. I pulled that in, you can edit it. Like I said, if you want to, let's say you want to pack your fishing pole back with your, put it in your black bucket, say. You just hit Control-C, come down to your black bucket, hit Insert, hit Control-V, and it'll put it in. It'll put in the weight and the quantity, check it, hit black bucket, and there you go. I'll just delete that, put it back to the way it was. And that's basically how that works. This timeline is where you start on your itinerary. So I want to do this trip in May 8th, 2025, and I want to come out on May Oh, we'll call it the 21st. What's the 21st? It's a Wednesday. Uh, let's come out on Friday. So now you have the scroll bar to scroll through the days. So it's going to be a 16-day trip. And over here, we've got a bunch of information on whatever particular day you got. Thursday, May 8th, 2025. It'll tell you when the sunrise is and sunset, the different versions of twilight. Astronomical twilight, for instance, is when in the morning it's 18 degrees below the horizon, and that's basically when the stars start to disappear. Civil twilight is when you can basically pack up and get around camp without any extra light. Average high, average low for temperatures, and with the moon, the illumination, where that's at. So we're going to start off the trip at 86% illumination and finish it at 25.9. So it's waxing at the beginning, it'll go to full and then waning. For menu, we're going to pull in a menu from a different trip. So we got this same little window again. And let me think. Let's go with Homer. I know that was about a 2-week trip, so I'll import that. So now we've got I don't have any snacks on this trip. Oh well, for now we'll just leave it. Map selections. We're going to start off at Sawbill. Oh, I should back up there. If you'll pull up the maps here, tells you what the acres depth, kind of fish, what county it's in, and what portages are coming out of it. So if I double click on one of these numbers, these are the different maps I have. And I will add this map. I will look at the map list now. And again, this is yellow, so you can move it around. This one's a little different. You have to hit the shift key to move it around if you want to see what's behind the thing there. So we got 2900p. We started off. Don't need that one. We'll add that map. And we will add this map. And we're going to go onto the next lake, which is Ada. And we will add that map. And if I just click there, it brings me back here. So we're going to look for Stoop. Which apparently isn't on here. Well, let's go right up to Cherokee then. There's Stoop Lake. So we will add this map. And this is 2930. And we'll add this map. And click here. And we'll look for North Temperance. We'll add that map. Add this map. Now we'll come to South Temperance. Something doesn't seem to be working right here. I'm missing a space. Now here's where we want to come up here to edit lake info. I'll put that space in there. Save it. Go out. Back to the timeline. Go to map selections. I will pick this one to add. I'm not sure what is south of South Temperance. Looks like Weird Lake. We'll add this one. That's Jack Lake. Now I'm going to pull up this map folder and see where 2970 is. Okay, it's a P. I should have a P in there. And here again. We have to go over to here. Find Jack Lake. Oh. Oh, we already have that one. Okay. Now we go to Kelly Lake. We'll add that map. And we're missing a portage here. And I believe we're going to, just from memory, is it Burnt Lake? In order to complete this. Yes, Kelly Lake. Okay. We will add this map. And we'll add smoke. Now we have all the maps. So if I go over here to the map list, I can use my up and down arrows on the keyboard. Sawbill, 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 Ada, Scoop, Cherokee, Sitka, North Temperance, a couple of North Temperance. I think I will delete this one. South Temperance, Jack, Kelly, Burnt, Smoke, and then we're going to be back home again. I miss a weird lake though. Well, apparently it's on here. We might be missing a very short portion. So if we go to this map list, you can move maps up and down. So if I wanted to move 2995 somewhere else in the order, That's what these buttons do. If I want to copy maps, here's that same list, and you can hit Control or hit Shift to pick a whole section. And then if you right click on it, you can pick where you want to copy these maps to. Now these maps are 8.5 by 11, so you can copy them and then laminate them and bring them on your trip with you. These are the maps that you chose, but these aren't the maps that you copy, so you can't edit this. I mean, you can edit it, but it won't do anything. Once you hit save, it will copy it to the path you picked, in this case, the G drive up here. I'll just cancel that. And that's everything there is to know about the maps, map folder. I think that's just about everything, except for down here, go sawbill. If I hit Control Dash, oh, I guess it doesn't. Sawbill Lake. I thought if I hit Control Dash it. Campsite. We'll hit save there, hit enter and hit save. And we're going to figure out where I'm going to camp the first night. We'll do 9:12 or 9:15. We'll say 9:16. That's a 5-star site. 9:16. Now, if I put in a / and I forgot what map number that was. Whoops. $29.10. So if I put that in there, when I pull up that date, oops, dummy, /2910, enter to save it. So when I pull up this date, it'll pull up a little map here. And you can resize it. You can put some notes in here. I'm not sure how much of a note you can put in there. It's not going to be all that much. Probably no more than 1,000 characters for sure. But that was campsite 916. Hit enter and it will save it. So that's about the whole software then. Well, here's a trip report. Don't have anything. This is a simple editor. When I first wrote this, I wrote in Office, and I was able to use the Word grammar and spell check, but that's gone now. I don't know if I mentioned it. I crashed my hard drive and I lost it, and I'm rewriting it as a basic Windows-based program, so I don't have to depend on Office. I didn't feel like buying a new version of it and it didn't seem to want to run what I had written on the new version or even on an older version. Here's your food list. I don't know if I brought this up, but you have 15 oatmeals, 4 ramen bombs. So when I'm packing my food, I know how many of each meal to pack. I think, and then there's this printable text. This will go through and give you an itinerary, what you're going to eat each day and where you're going to be. On the first day, you have Sawbill Lake campsite 916. I don't have anything in the following days because I haven't filled that out yet. And then the first day and last day will give you first light and last light, average high and average low, record high and record low, and the moon illumination. So if you want to print this out and bring it with you, or send it to somebody so they know when you're coming out where you're going to be and what your route is. Now I think I've covered everything that this software can do. Okay, that's it. Bye. Okay, I forgot to mention this is me from the future. Under the timeline, you have a photos folder. And again, this is just a Windows folder. As you can see, it's under the default list. Each trip will have its own photos folder. So I suppose if you double click on it, it'll just pull up whatever your default viewer is. And if you right click on it, open with, Windows Photo Viewer, and then you can run through the slideshow. And I also fixed this. If you hit the dash, it'll just come out campsite dash, a little shortcut. Okay, I think I'm done again. See ya.